Hey guys, and welcome back to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Today's video, we are going to be talking about the Ace Tournament, and we're going to be talking about more specifically Kyurem, the white form Kyurem right over here. Now, white form Kyurem was used in the Ace Tournament in my previous video, but something has changed right after you do the Epilogue of the Indigo Disk DLC. The tournament gets harder again. Now, I have shared some corrections in the comment section as a pinned comment in that video, but I'm also going to be making this video to show you how to correct this build and still use the same Pokemon, just with some minor changes. Now, of course, this is going to require two legendary Pokemons. That's Kyurem and Reshiram. Now, Reshiram, you don't have to build. You don't even have to level it up. It doesn't affect anything of the final Kyurem white form. You only have to build the Kyurem. You'll get both of these legendaries within the Indigo Disk DLC. More specifically from the guy at the entrance to the terrarium, if I go here. And if we look over to the right, there will be this old man over here. And as you speak to him and you do your BBQ quest, so if I press the right arrow, and you see here if I press L or R to swap to this thing here, if you do a bunch of these, I think it's like, like 130 of these ones over here, you'll unlock legendaries. And you also have to do yellow group quests. That means you have to do Union Circle with at least one other person. And you got to do about like 12 or 13. I don't know. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was 12 or 13 of those yellow quests, which will take a couple hours to do to unlock a legendary at each time. You'll get an item here and it basically spawns it in the world. I have linked that in the description down below if you want to go ahead and find all of those legendaries. Once you have Kyurem and Reshiram in your party, you will actually get an item that will spawn in the auction house. If I go ahead and open up the map, we press L and R to swap to Paldea. We go all the way to the left. We're going to Porto Marinada right here. And from here, you're going to fly to the big warehouse at the bottom. You're going to go through this entrance right here. So once you go in here, you're immediately going to turn to the left and you'll see there is a booth over here that is, well, on my screen missing a person, but on your screen, if you have legendaries and you haven't been here before, you will see that they're selling all the different types of legendary items to like do different mixes and merges. And you're actually looking for a specific one called the DNA Splicers. And you'll be buying it right here from a lady, and you'll go to the bag, and in the key item slot, the one on the far right hand side here, you can see I got like all of them for all the different legendaries. You're using the DNA Splicers, and you're going to use this item on your Kyurem with Reshiram specifically to get the white form Kyurem, which is going to convert it just like this. And this is the one that's going to do the battle for us. Now, if I go ahead and I look at the build of this Kyurem, we're going to go ahead and summarize what this needs to be. First of all, it has to be level 100. The biggest change we're doing is we're changing the held item to the Metronome. So instead of choice specs, we're using the Metronome, and no amulet coin will not work with this build or pretty much every other build. The Pokemons will faint eventually. Using Metronome, it is a great way to boost its attack of a move that's used repeatedly throughout the battle. And I believe it's about like a 20% boost to the move every single time that it's used. So by the time you get to like, the 4th, 5th, and 6th Pokemon in each battle, you're going to be really overpowered. Of course, we're going to be having the best IVs in all slots. Physical attack doesn't really matter, but everything else does. The ability is always going to be Turbo Blaze. You cannot change it, so just so you know. The nature of this Pokemon is going to be Modest Nature, which gives us a 10% increase to special attack and a 10% decrease to physical attack. For the EVs, we're actually doing a change. Right now, we have special attack and speed, but we're changing these to incorporate a bit of health and only a bit of speed. Just enough speed to overspeed certain Pokemon, but enough health to survive any magical crits that you take that might deal a bit too much damage. Because even though you'll be quite successful with this, there is a faint chance that you might faint, even using the setup as it is right now. So for the EVs, we're going to go ahead and we're going to consume the white mochi that we get from Ogre Ousting in Kitakami. So you should have some of these if you did those to get yourself the Fresh Start Mochi right over here, which basically makes a Pokemon lose all of its EVs. So we're going to go ahead and consume one of these on our Kyurem to reset the EVs to 0. And the EV spread that we're going to use is 252 EVs into special attack. So we're going to eat 26 calciums for the Kyurem, so 26 of these. Then we're going to do 120 speed, which is going to calculate to 12 Carbos, because Carbos, all of these, consume 10 EVs for one of these items. So 12 of these is going to be 120. So do 120 speed onto Kyurem, and you're going to do it in this order because we're going to put the rest into HP, which should be about 136. which in theory is gonna allow us to use a total of 14 over here. So you can see here, we can't go higher than 14. It's either 14 or 1. So we're gonna use 14 HP ups. And this, as you can see on our stats over here, look like this. And if we press the L bumper, we end up with our EVs like this: 252 EVs into special attack, 120 into speed, 136 into HP. For the move, we're using the same move that we used previously, and that's going to be Ice Beam, a special 90 power attack move that's going to get stronger the more we use it because of our Metronome. Make sure it's the top move in your move arrangement over here, so it has to be right at the top, Ice Beam. And for the Ace Tournament, you can only have one Pokemon in your party for this to work successfully, so make sure White Form Kyurem is the only one in your party. And now we make our way back to the academy, the school at the Mesagosa, and go into the school building. From here, you'll see the guy at the blue shirt at the front desk, and you'll basically be setting up your AFK farm over here with a turbo controller that can spam the A key over and over and over again. That's the only reason why you're going to want to do this, is for AFK. If you don't have AFK, I rather recommend using an item printer at the Indigo Disk to print items and rather just sell them, because that will make you gold money quicker, but does require that you have BP and, you know, Pokemon materials. Here, you can actually just set the AFK up farm, you know, let it spam A over the entire night for like 12 hours while you sleep, come back, and you probably have like 5 million money. And you also have a rare chance of getting special items. Like, I actually do have a few rare balls here that I got specifically from this: the Beast Ball, the Moon Ball, and I think the Frame Ball. I had the Lure and the Love Ball already from, I think, the item printer, but I got a Frame Ball, Moon Ball, and Beast Ball within 10 hours of doing this farm without even playing. And of course, you get tons of money too, which you can spend on EV training items. And that should do the job pretty well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.